Well, we did it. We're going to America, I said. That's wonderful, Nana said, looking very seriously. But tell me exactly, what did the minister say? The minister said that we could bring the boy to America and he would help us. He said, no. Exactly what did he say? And I was getting a little frustrated because I'd already told him 2 or 3 times. The minister said, we bring him to America, he will help us. Nana said, tell me that again. Oh, God, was I getting frustrated. I said, the minister said, Nana said, stop right there. The minister said, if you can get him to America, he would help you. He said, if. Did he offer you a ticket? I said, no, he didn't. But he said that, right, if you get into America, that he would help you. Well, he was right. We had no money to buy airline tickets. Thank you, I said, trying not to cry or show my anger or frustration. I returned to the car, giving Nana the latest report. Don't worry, he told me. Don't go into that negative channel. Just keep praying and being positive. We'll get through. Nana always seemed to see the best in any situation, in any person. Me, I'd be ready to grab someone in the throat. We then set out for Ghana Airways office. When we arrived, the sales manager was not available, but we were referred to Mr. Sam Banner Bruce, the public relations officer. He remembered Prince from a couple of years before when Ghana Airways had helped him to get to London for a previous operation. I'm so sorry to see that his problem had reoccurred, he said. We'll do all that we can to assist you, but we can only get you as far as London. For we do not fly to the United States. You'll have to find someone else to get you there. Well, that's a start, I cried joyfully. What a blessing we received that day. For Ghana Airways donated 3 tickets from Ghana to London for Prince, his mother, and myself. Once you have secured your tickets for the second leg of your journey, get back to us so we can coordinate your departure date, Mr. Bannerman said. Yaminadam, we'll get through. Yaminadam is an Akan expression that means by the grace of God. After further research, we found that American Airlines, though they did not fly out of Ghana, did have an office in Accra and flew out of London to the United States. So we went to see them. Again, we received another blessing. American Airlines agreed to help us. Our departure date was set for the 4th of July. Now all we needed was final approval and confirmation. But we still endured more bureaucratic and technical delay before we finally got our tickets in hand. Through no fault of the staff, we couldn't have been more cheerful and helpful during this time. Additionally, we were still waiting for the medical reports to come from London, the location of the last hospital that treated him for his disorder. The doctors in the United States needed these reports to be able to properly evaluate Prince's case. They also attempted to get the records from the hospital, but had still got no response. What else can we do? What else can we do? It was then that we learned that our daughter and friend, Ajua Sterling, was going to London for a brief visit before continuing to the United States. I went to see her. We asked her if she would hand deliver a request to the hospital in London for Prince's medical record and wait for the medical records and deliver them to the doctors in the United States. We were desperate, and Prince was getting worse. Sure, but you've got to get that request to me quickly, for I leave tomorrow night, she said. She stayed in London 4 extra days. It took that long with hassling, going and coming, long waits, uncooperative attitudes, and fighting the bureaucracy for Prince's medical records before she finally got through. Mm. In the meantime, we worked on securing visas for Prince and his mother. It was then that we found out that Prince's passport had expired. We had to get another one issued, but only after quite a bit of running around, being sent from first one office, then another. And if that were not enough, the people at the American Embassy gave us an even worse time. They did not want to give a visa to Prince and his mother. I had Prince, the letters from the doctors, proof of airline tickets, and still the woman, another white woman, gave us a hard time. "What is your problem?" I asked. "Why are you being so difficult?" "What assurances does the U.S. government have that they will not come back to Ghana?" she snippily asked. "Mrs. Mensah has 4 other children here," I said. "That doesn't mean anything," she said. "Visa denied." "What?" I nearly screamed. "Are you a mad person?" "What? You can't, you've got to be kidding me." But she wouldn't budge. She just stood behind that glass with a very smug, mean look on her face. "What is your problem?" I asked the clerk again, who had had an extremely nasty attitude during our entire interview. "How can you be so cruel? Look at the boy. He's in desperate need of emergency medical care. Everything is in place. The doctors are waiting, the tickets have been secured, and it's only the visa, which you can issue, that is standing in our way. Why are you doing this?" I asked her again. "We have our policy," she said with smug authority. "If that glass wasn't separating us, I'd wring your neck like you do a chicken." I stood there, taking your snide, rude remarks for as long as I'm going to, and I'm going to get that damn visa in spite of you. Some of the other clerks at the visa section of the American consulate are notorious for giving Ghanaians a hard time when they're trying to secure a visa to leave the country. But the Creator knows all things, and with teeth tightly clenched and my head throbbing, I left the embassy fuming with Prince and his mother. Nana was cool throughout. "Calm down, baby. We'll work it out," he assured me. "How can I calm down? Everything is a go. Our reservations are for tomorrow, and this chick is just being difficult." We contacted Brother Akbar, who is the international representative for the Nation of Islam in Ghana, and explained the situation to him. He could also not believe that we had been turned down for the visa. Not wasting any time or words, he went directly to the ambassador. The following day, I was back at the American Embassy in front of that same person. Boy, was she ever pissed off. We arrived at 2:30 p.m., per the directions of the United States ambassador. But before it was issued, I had to sign a sworn statement that would guarantee the return of Prince and his mother to Ghana. Finally, the visa was reluctant given, but not before that witch made us wait until every person in that crowded room had been dealt with. It was after 5 p.m. when we finally got through. It was time to go to the airport. On July 4th at 11 p.m., we took off for London, en route to the United States. We landed in London early the following morning. As we worked our way through customs and our connecting flight to the United States, people stared, jumped back in startled amazement, and pointed at Prince as we walked by. I felt so bad for him and found myself on numerous occasions shielding him from the staring eyes of people, some that were more than a little curious and were downright mean. But Prince seemed to be oblivious to the taunts and stares. He just held his head high, shoulders and back straight, and acted like these people weren't even there. When we arrived at the American Airlines check-in counter, I explained our situation to the attendant and asked for special consideration, for this was in fact a medical emergency. She was very kind and did not appear shocked at Prince's appearance. As she checked us in, she talked with Prince, asking him his age, making small talk. She then turned us over to the flight attendant, who made things very comfortable for Prince, direct for the preparation of his travel to the United States. The pilot came out to meet him. They gave him games and toys. They gave him a pin with airplane wings on it. As we left the plane, the crew and flight attendants wished him luck.